Hey, it's me. Today I'm going to be baking an Andes mint chocolate cake. In lieu of the St. Patrick's Day season, I looked for a green dessert to make for you and stumbled across this beauty of a cake. I'm a huge fan of this chocolatey minty treat, and I see it being an amazing cake, so I'm going to try that today. Let's go ahead and get started because I'm eager to see how this turns out. We are going to be using a boxed cake mix. I'm using Devil's Food cake. It says you can make your own Devil's Food cake from scratch, but I will not because I do not have the time or the patience to make my own cake right now. So you will need to preheat your oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. And as we wait for that, we're going to get out a large bowl, and then we're going to add this box, 1 cup of water, 3 large eggs, and a half a cup of vegetable oil. That is too tall for me. This already smells fantastic, by the way. I've not even mixed it yet. Now I have the mixer. I'm supposed to add about a cup of these into the cake mix, but I'm wondering if I will get more of the crunch if I mix the batter first and then add some of the crushed candies and then maybe mix it again for good luck. Not 100% sure how to navigate adding these into my cake, but I think focusing on mixing the actual batter first and then adding the candy will give me a better result. And here goes nothing. Yes, I do believe this was the right way to do this. Now I'm going to need a cup of the Andes chocolates. I'm going to set this to the side. I'm sure that was pleasant in my microphone. Yeah, that went over the spike. It's been a long time since I've actually bought these. I usually just get them at Olive Garden. And I always think, why don't I have these for myself? Because I know I'll get in a lot of trouble if I have them for myself. So now I get to have them in the cake. Oh my goodness. Yes, I'm making messes. So I think how I'm going to do this is I'm going to unwrap these individually a lot. And then I'm going to break them into some little chunks, which this may take way longer than necessary. But I believe that starting to crush these up will help get the process done once I add them into my cake batter. Boo-boo, get up here.
Thanks, babe.
Come on, boo-boo. What are you doing? Hey, friends. We have a new friend. Come over here. Come here, say hi. You can't have chocolate, okay? You can't have any of this. It's all bad for Boo-Boo. It's all bad for Boo-Boo. Everybody likes seeing you. You say hi? Do you know who you're saying hi to? You don't, do you? Got a whole fan base out there. Okay, that's all I'm doing. 28 pieces is approximately a cup. You could do a little bit more, but I'm going to stop here because I don't want to mix all of that. So now I'm going to pull this back over here and I'm gonna add my chocolates into the cake mix. Hopefully this will give it a little bit of a minty flavor. And I am gonna mix this in case that breaks up the chunks a little bit more. So just as I imagined, it didn't do much. It just, I guess, mixed it more evenly than I ever could have. The cake batter tastes fantastic as usual. And now we are gonna add these to my cake pans. I'm going back to these round ones. This is going to be a 2-layer cake, so I'm looking forward to how I'm going to manage that. Last time I tried a layered cake, it didn't go so hot, but maybe I've grown since then. No, I hate this liner. It makes me angry. There we go. The liners are going into the cake. All of the chocolates fell to the bottom. Okay, now I need to get the chocolates out of the bowl. I think what will happen is the chocolates will melt and give that minty flavor in the cake. That's what I anticipate will happen with this. There we go. And I'm just gonna okay. Now we are gonna bake these for approximately 25 minutes or until a toothpick comes out clean. The instructions are a little unclear for a round cake pan, so I'm going to go with the least amount of time offered and see where we end up. Alright, we have switched gears. We're going to be making ganache now. So we're going to be using a large saucepan, and we're going to bring this to medium heat. We're going to put a cup of heavy cream in here and simmer until we have bubbles. We're going to let this simmer until tiny bubbles form around the edges. It's about done. I'm going to grab a towel because we have to remove it from heat. Alright, we're going to go ahead and move this because we've got some bubbles. It says tiny bubbles around the edges. We're starting to get that. So we are going to remove from heat and add chocolate chips. Here we are. We remove from heat, add chocolate chips, and then we're going to whisk until they are combined. If I can find that pesky whisk. I can't find the whisk, so I'm using the whisk attachment from the hand mixer. So we're going to add our chocolate chips and whisk until combined. Ooh, those melted almost immediately. Wow. Also, I'm using semi-sweet chocolate chips. But if you prefer, you can use something else. I believe that's mixed. And now it says to let this cool until it reaches a spreadable consistency, which is about 30 minutes. Now we're gonna make our buttercream. So I need another large bowl. We need 1 cup of butter softened, which that translates to 2 sticks of butter. Now we need 5 cups of powdered sugar. My goodness. I always look at this and think, man, that is a lot of sugar. So this is 4. And next, we'll need what I think will be part of my favorite of this, peppermint extract. Not many know it, but I am a huge fan of peppermint. Peppermint is just absolutely delicious to me. Any type of candy that has peppermint in it and all sorts of peppermint scents, like the Bath & Body Twisted Peppermint, that's one of my favorites. It also says I will need 3 tablespoons of heavy cream. I've also read a couple of the comments under this, and it said they needed to add more heavy cream, so we'll see what that looks like. I currently cannot find my tablespoon measure, so we're going to do this the old-fashioned way with an actual tablespoon. Some might hate me for that, some might love me for that. And then you will add 6 drops of green gel food coloring. This is optional, but I will certainly be going for it because it's festive. But it also says to add that at the end after you've mixed the icing together. Yeah, I'm gonna add a little bit more heavy cream. I'm gonna do this a little bit unmeasured because that's what my mother would do. I'm just going to do as much as I feel and hope for the best. I'm going to use just a little bit more. I think we're on the right track. We're looking like mashed potatoes right now. And there is buttercream. I've made this before. I feel like last time was a little bit more straightforward. I'll have to look up that recipe again. But this has turned out really good. I probably used another few tablespoons. Do it as you see fit. Now we're going to use some green food coloring to give it that signature minty Andes chocolate look. And that is green. That is so pretty. Oh, there's my timer. Let's check the cakes. Now I've learned my lesson. If you don't use a toothpick and you use a fork, your cake's gonna fall apart in the end. It's really tall. I would say about 5 more minutes. So this is gonna be kind of like my filling. This is gonna go in between the layers of cake, and it wouldn't be right without a taste test, which I can't lie, I've already tasted it, but here's the official taste test. I really like the peppermint. It's not overpowering, but it's really sweet because of all that powdered sugar. So once we get this cake out, we gotta let it cool. So it's gonna be a minute. So I've had these cakes sitting in the fridge for about half an hour. I wanted to get most of the heat out of it before I put my buttercream and ganache on top. So now it's time to do the fun part. This is a bowl, but it doubles as a serving dish. We're going to take this out and plop it down. Goodness. Trying to be pretty gentle because last time I handled a layered cake, it fell apart shortly after filming. And that was tragic. This will do. This is my favorite part. Look how pretty that is. Oh, I knew that would be so pretty. Well, I may have to venture to put some of it on top. I still have more, and I feel like a little layer underneath the ganache will not be too bad. So this is supposed to go right on top. I'm going to pour it right in the middle, kind of let it drip and do its thing, because I think the point of it is that it kind of drips down the sides a little bit. So yeah. Oh, goodness. Yes, now let's go this way so it drips down the sides this way a little bit. Yes. Oh my stars. For the sake of keeping my cake alive, I may have to let this set and try it at a later moment. Here is the finished product. This is my Andes mint chocolate cake with a chocolate ganache and peppermint icing. I'm gonna go ahead and talk about this before I taste test it because I need to put it in the fridge for a while and let the ganache and frosting set. Overall, this was a very simple recipe to follow. In fact, it was much easier for the simple fact that I was able to use a box cake mix. Today I learned how to make ganache, which was a lot easier than I ever expected it to be. So if you are one of these people who hears the fancy words like ganache and thinks, man, I can't do that, absolutely give it a try, because it's actually not that bad. It was very easy. Just simmer some heavy cream and then add some chocolate chips and it all melts together and forms. It just does the thing. It was amazing. It was very easy. It has taken me close to 2 hours to get this result. So realistically, if you have that time in your evening, you can give this a shot. I think this would be perfect for gatherings of any kind or a birthday cake. I would love this as a birthday cake, but now I've made it for St. Patrick's Day, which it's also perfect for. And you can obviously top this any way you like. I just went with a very minimalist design on top because this is going to get devoured. I also wanted to save some chocolates for myself later because I'm selfish like that. So I hope you all enjoyed. We're going to cut to the taste test after this outro. So stay tuned for that. Don't leave yet. And I will see you all next week. So as you can see, the cake turned out super, super pretty. I absolutely love how the dark chocolate color and the very bright minty green color work together. It just looks like such a springy cake, even though I meant it for a St. Patrick's Day cake. The taste was absolutely fantastic. The semi-sweet chocolate chips in the ganache actually balanced out that sweet, sweet buttercream very nicely. So it made for a cake that quite literally tastes like Angus McMerrill. Sorry. Angus and Felix are meowing it out over here. Brotherly love right there. It truly does taste like the candy bar that we all love. So if you are interested in giving this a try, I highly recommend it. Even more so than some of the other cakes and desserts that I have baked for you all. This is truly one of my favorites. So if you love this candy bar as much as I do, you will love this cake. I will see you all next week.